OJ, I thought the first part was the worst of it. I was wrong. What happened next? I don't even know how I'm still breathing to tell you this. So there I was, walking through the Hamatan night, heading back to Accra to kill the mallam. My mind was made up. It was him or me. So there I was, walking through the Hamatan night, heading back to Accra. The old woman had been clear about that. But then I felt it, something walking behind me. Footsteps that matched mine exactly. When I stopped, they stopped. When I walked, they walked. I turned around, nothing, just the dark road and the wind through the trees. I kept walking, but the feeling grew stronger. My skin crawled. I could feel breath on my neck. OJ, actual breath. I spun around again, and then this time she was there, standing in the middle of the road, tears streaming down her face. "Don't go," she said quickly. "Please don't go." My heart stopped. How? How did you get here? "I just left your grandmother's house. You were inside." "I followed you," she said, walking closer. "If you go to that mallam, he will kill you. I know he will, and I can't let you die." I started crying too, OJ, right there on that dusty road. "But your grandmother said if I don't kill him, I will die anyway. What am I supposed to do?" She reached into her bag and pulled out a small calabash and a white bottle. "You don't have to kill him. I already took what you need. Your manhood is in here. The water that will keep you alive is here too." I stared at her, confused. "You took it from your grandmother?" "Yes," she said firmly. "And I took something else too. The charm that will make us both rich. So you don't ever have to think about using anyone for ritual again. We can be rich together." OJ, I should have known right then that this was wrong. I should have heard the warning bells, but all I could think about was getting my manhood back and finally having money. Finally being somebody. "Your grandmother," I whispered. "What will she do when she finds out?" "Well, we will be far away by then," she said. "Come, let's go back to Accra." We ran, OJ, like thieves in the night. We ran back to the city. We holed up in the single room in Dansuman. She unpacked everything carefully. The calabash, the bottle of cloudy water, some other items wrapped in a black cloth. "It's time to restore what you lost," she said, sitting beside me on the bed. My hands were shaking. "Are you sure this will work? I watched my grandmother do these things since I was a child. Trust me." She mixed the charm with a spiritual water and handed me a cup. I drank it, OJ. The moment that liquid went down my throat, something shifted inside me. My heart calmed, my vision cleared, and then I was back. My manhood, it was back. My manhood, right there, like it had never been gone. I touched it and almost cried with relief. It's back. It's actually back. She smiled. "I told you. Now let's talk about getting rich." The next morning, we went to the Makola market. We bought a big calabash and a white hen. When we got home, we locked the door. She brought out a small knife and made me hold the hen while she whispered words I didn't understand. Then she cut its neck and let the blood drip into the calabash. When it was half full, she covered it with white cloth and pushed it under the bed. By morning, she said, "We will have money." I barely slept that night, OJ. When the sun came up, I jumped out of the bed so fast I almost knocked her over. We pulled out the calabash together. She lifted a white cloth. It was full of money, fresh, crisp bills. So much money I couldn't even count it, all at once. We screamed, we hugged, we danced around the small room like children. Every morning after that, we repeated the ritual. Kill a hen, pour the blood, wait until morning, and every morning money appeared. Within weeks, we moved to a bigger flat in East Legon. She bought new clothes, bag, jewelry. I bought a car, nothing fancy, but it was mine. We ate at nice restaurants. We lived like we would always dreamed. For a while, OJ, I forgot what I had done to get here. I forgot the snake, the maggots, the terror. All I could see was the money and the life we were building. But you know what they say about shortcuts, right? They always lead somewhere you don't want to go. One morning, we did a ritual like always. Killed the hen, poured the blood, covered the calabash, went to sleep peacefully. The next morning, I woke up first and checked the calabash. Empty. Not a single CD inside. Maybe it was just late, she said, her voice tight with fear. Maybe it will come later. It never came. That night, everything fell apart. I woke up on the floor. I didn't remember getting there. And I couldn't stop barking. Like a dog, OJ, literally barking. On my hands and knees, barking at nothing. She ran to me screaming my name, trying to hold me. But the moment she touched me, she burst into laughter. Loud, hysterical laughter that didn't sound human. Then she started dancing, spinning around the room, knocking over chairs. Then she ran out of the house. By the time I stopped barking and came back to myself, it was evening. She came back too, her clothes torn, her hair scattered, shame written all over her face. We stared at each other across the room. We are in trouble, she whispered. The next morning, it happened again. I barked, she laughed and ran into the streets. That evening, when we both came back to our own senses, she looked at me with hollow eyes. This isn't normal. Something is very wrong. That night, while she was outside fetching water, I left. I didn't tell her where I was going. I went straight to the mallam. Baba, I'm finished, I said, kneeling in his shrine. Every morning I bark like a dog. She ran mad and dances in the streets. What is happening to us? The mallam stroked his beard slowly. The only solution is still the same. You must sacrifice her for the ritual. He handed me a small calabash wrapped in red cloth. When she sleeps, pour this water around her head 3 times. The spirits will take her and you'll be free. I took it with shaking hands and left. Meanwhile, OJ, she was doing the exact same thing. When she didn't find me at home that evening, she went straight back to her grandmother's village. Her grandmother was furious. Why did you come back here? Why did you betray me? She cried and begged, and her grandmother gave her the same solution. Kill me. She gave her a powder to sprinkle where I sleep. That night, we were both back home, pretending nothing had happened. The silence between us was suffocating. Past midnight, I got up quietly and went to the bathroom to prepare the charm. But she was watched. The moment I left the bed, she reached for her grandmother's powder and started sprinkling it on my side of the mattress. When I came out holding my calabash of charm water, we locked eyes. Both of us frozen. Both of us caught. What are you doing? She shot back. We both dropped what we were holding and fell to our knees, crying. The mallam said it was the only way to be free. I sobbed. My grandmother said the same thing. She cried. We held each other, OJ. Two people who had tried to kill each other, crying in each other's arms because we were both so scared and lost. We need to go back to my grandmother, she said finally. She's the only powerful one enough to help us. We went back to the village the next day. Her grandmother looked at us with disgust. You played with powers you don't understand, she said coldly. The spirits have taken what they want. Please, Mama, she begged, just tell us what to do. The old woman was quiet for a long time. There is nothing I can do to completely break the curse. But there is one way, a dangerous way. Anything, I said desperately. We will do anything. First, you must kill the mallam who started this, she said. Then you must both walk naked through the market. From street to street, only then will the spirits release you. What? She jumped up. Ma, no, I can't walk naked in public. That's shameful. There is no other way, her grandmother said firmly. If you refuse, the madness will continue forever. She gave me a small wooden arrow wrapped in a red thread. This will help you kill the mallam. That night, I went to the mallam's compound. He was sitting outside, grinding something in a calabash. Ah, you came again, he said when he saw me. You look troubled. Yes, mallam, I said, moving closer. I came to beg you to help me again. The charm didn't work. As he leaned forward to look at me, I pulled out the arrow and drew it straight into his chest. He gasped. Blood soaked his wrapper and fell backwards. I ran, OJ. I ran all the way home. My heart pounding so hard I thought it would explode. It's done, I told her when I got home. Now, we just have to do the second part. She was crying. I can't do it. I can't walk naked in the city. People will record me. They will laugh at me. We don't have a choice, I said, even though my stomach was churning. Do you want to go mad forever? The next morning, I made my decision. I stood in front of the mirror, took a deep breath, and removed all my clothes. When I stepped outside, people started screaming immediately. But I kept walking. Through the streets, through the market, past the shops and the stalls. People shouted at me, recorded me, laughed, but I didn't stop until I walked through every street like her grandmother had said. When I finally got home, exhausted and humiliated, I walked into the parlor, expecting to see her. What I saw instead made me fall on my knees. She was hanging from the ceiling fan, a rope around her neck, her feet dangling above the floor. She had killed herself, OJ. Rather than taking the shame, she had taken her own life. I screamed. I tried to lift her, but she was already gone. I don't remember much after that. I think I went back to her grandmother's house. I think I told her what happened. I remember her screaming in anger, then pretending to calm down. She told me she would help me. One last sacrifice, she said. She went inside and came back holding something. Before I could react, she poured it on me. OJ, that's when everything went black. When I came back to consciousness, I was in the village. But something was wrong with my mind. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't remember why I was there or how to get back to Accra. I tried to leave, but my legs wouldn't take me to the road. They just walk in circles. People started avoiding me. Children threw stones at me. That's when I realized I was mad. Completely, permanently mad. And I've been here since, ever since. OJ, in this village, living like an animal. Sometimes I have moments of clarity, like now, when I can remember everything and tell you this story. But most times, I don't even know my own name. This is what greed did to me. This is what shortcuts cost me. My manhood, my woman, my mind, and everything. This is Anonymous OJ, and if you are new here, I would like you to like, subscribe, share, comment, and hype this channel. And tell somebody about your Anonymous OJ. I'll see you in our next conversion.